You're with Radio Chatskill. I'm Tim Bruno. Eating Upstate is Erin Shearer's segment where she travels around the region speaking to local restaurateurs and food businesses for the story behind the shop. Today finds her in Jeffersonville at Sullivan Sundries.
Housed in the former Jeffersonville hardware building, Sullivan Sundries evokes the spirit of the old rural general store that served as the centerpiece of small-town life until the mid-20th century. But it has a contemporary twist. Opened this past August, it houses 3 stores, including a home goods store, a coffee shop, and a specialty food store, and soon it will be joined by a wine store. Sullivan Sundries is the subject of today's Eating Upstate. David Conason was already working remotely for a Canadian startup and had been visiting the Catskills periodically with his friends Rebecca Moyer and Brian Sutton on the weekends when COVID-19 hit in March of 2020. He soon lost his job, but the loss gave him an opportunity to reinvent himself. He made a permanent relocation to the Catskills, and along with Moyer and Sutton, they hatched a plan to open a general store. They began the process of purchasing the building that now houses Sullivan Sundries in August of 2020 and finalized the purchase that December.
Yeah, well, Jeffersonville to us felt like a no-brainer because it has really kind of all the charm you want from a town. It has a walkable main street. It has a great grocery store, a gas station, doctors, a pharmacy, everything that you kind of need for necessities, and we really felt that there was an opportunity for us to bring, something new that Jeffersonville and a lot of Sullivan County didn't really have access to. So we were looking at buildings with the kind of basic idea in mind. We knew we wanted to focus on specialty food and have a cheese counter, and we started looking at a lot of the towns in our area, and we really fell in love with Jeffersonville, and the building itself just really spoke to us. It has a lot of character. The old beams, which are over 100 years old, the steel that runs throughout the building is stamped with Bethlehem on it, and the wood floors are still intact from 100 years ago. It's just things that you can't build character. You can only find it and try to restore it back to what it was. So it was definitely a project, but we really had a vision for what we wanted the space to be, and the building kind of told us what it wanted to look like. We purchased the building. We closed in December of 2020. We moved pretty fast, actually, in August of 2020, but ended up taking possession of it in December and immediately started work. And we've been working for about 2.5 years nonstop. And we opened our business along with some friends who opened some other businesses in the space in August of this year. So about 2.5 years of solid construction.
Sullivan Sundries currently houses 3 stores. R52, which describes itself on its Instagram page as a vintage modern home variety store. It's owned and operated by Randy Klocko, who previously owned and operated the Hotel Claire in Youngsville. Bloom Coffee, owned by North Carolina transplants Jennifer Reddish and Matthew Balding, offers something unique to Sullivan County, a third-wave coffee experience, and they also serve kombucha, tea, and hot chocolate. Finally, Sullivan Sundries, which sells provisions like international cheeses and olive oils, as well as items like pastas and Luxardo cherries, is owned and managed by Conason himself.
Well, it was a couple things. So one, the idea for this space was always to have everything that, we feel is essential for, living really well and enjoying a great life. And that means having great coffee in the morning while you shop. That means access to phenomenal ingredients from over the world, which is where we come in. For me, having really fun, interesting wine complements, that cheese and meat component, and that, having a gathering or a dinner party, and then the home goods in the back, like the ability to get a really fun tablecloth, candles, all those things that enhance your life. And we knew that we wanted something like that, but for me, it's really important that every part of the business is really at the best possible standard it can be. And so we really wanted to let people focus on specific areas where they could excel and take ownership over those pieces of the business. So we asked Matthew and Jennifer to take control of the coffee component, and they came up with Bloom Coffee, which is focused on really, top grade espresso drinks and coffee. We asked Randy to take his vision for the home goods store and run with it. He has a ton of experience in interior design. Our friends Sarah and Dan are opening Slug Wine and are going to bring a lot of passion and enthusiasm and quirkiness to their vision. And for us, we really wanted to focus on our passion, which is the cheese case, the meats that we bring in, and then international ingredients that I spend most of my day sourcing.
Slug Wines, which will specialize in organic and biodynamic wines, is tentatively scheduled to open early next year.
Sarah and Dan need permission from the State Liquor Authority to open. They're going through the application process now. Unfortunately, I can't give a definite date, though we're really hoping it will be early next year. Actually, we've talked with the owners of the liquor shop, and, we have mutually agreed that our businesses are very different in focus and that we actually believe we can enhance each other's business by offering different things, collaborating. The delay is because the State Liquor Authority has a gigantic queue of people who are applying, and we're just a number in a long line of people.
Like many retailers, Sullivan Sundries is stocking special items for the holiday season.
In a way, we're kind of treating every day like a holiday, but for the holiday season specifically, we have a lot of really phenomenal cheeses that I've flown in from France and Switzerland. I also just got in 6 wheels of Rogue River Blue, which won World's Best Cheese in 2020. Really unusual to find, and I'm really proud to be able to carry that. We also have holiday hams. We do have Christmas hams open, which are available for pre-order. So truffles, caviar, all the kind of luxury items you'd associate with, a celebration. So the door's always open, and we're always happy to take pre-orders. And we also take requests. So if there's something that, anyone out there is really looking for that, you haven't been able to find, we're at least certainly happy to make the effort to find it if we can.
So far, Sullivan Sundries has been embraced by the greater Jeffersonville business community, and Conason and his partners are excited to be a part of it.
Jeffersonville is considerably more collaborative with that. We have a really phenomenal business community here, and it's quite supportive. And I think everyone here in Jeffersonville agrees that, rising tide raises all boats. The more businesses that are open, the more people are in town, and the more we can, provide an awesome experience for all the people, both local or weekender or tourist. It doesn't matter to us who it is. We want to provide something really exceptional in the town, and I think everyone here is really dedicated to doing that.
Sullivan Sundries is located at 4890 State Route 52 in Jeffersonville. I'm Erin Shear. Eating Upstate is a production of WJFF Radio Catskill.
Thanks to Erin Shearer for that.